Um, Probably just stay humble and be grateful for everything that comes your way, because you never know when the tables could turn.
Hold up, why all? We've got some major tea to share on P. Diddy and his son King Combs. This news will blow your mind and make the whole world of celebrities shake up. Word on the street is that Diddy's been caught up in some shady business, and now his own flesh and blood is getting dragged into the mess. King Holmes has been giving us hints about what happened, and I have to say, it's crazy. Buckle up, because this father-son duo is about to take us on a wild ride full of gossip, lies, and pure drama. Please believe me, you will not want to miss a single exciting part of this story. There will be no other subject to talk about. Get ready to have your mind blown as we delve into the shocking news about PD's crimes and how they are affecting his son. This is the kind of gossip that tales are made of, and we're here to give you the inside scoop.
Everybody knew that Puff took Tupac blueprint and changed Biggs and Bad Boy in image. I Get Around talked about how fly you was, how many girls you mess with, how many cars you drive, how much money you got, what you willing to do. He took his image. Pac was the first one on the scene wearing Versace shirts. He went and got the same Versace shirts Pac had. Which, all right, some dudes would do that. You would never catch me wearing something that somebody else got. He was knocking down all the women that he thought Pac was knocking down. And what I mean is having sex with them. Why would you want to have sex with women you know for sure a dude that was once cool with you was dealing with? That's that image. Because you got to realize, bruh, Puff and Pac was cool at one time. We know this. Mopreem said that they was going to sign the Bad Boy. So if he's going to sign to Bad Boy, it was because of Corey and them. I put that picture on the internet. I put the picture on my channel of Corey Jones. Is Corey Jones, Corey Jacobs? I think Corey Jacobs and Pac right next to each other. Those was the real bad boys of Bad Boy. You understand? Those are the ones who got the 16 to life sentences. That Pac was gonna go and be with them first. But then Mopreem said when it became just Big and Puff, because Corey and them went to jail, he changed his direction. But nobody know why Pac and Puff fell out like they did. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know why. But Puff had an obsession with him for whatever reason it was, because he started wanting to act. He started wanting to rap. He had an obsession so bad that at his Grammy Award winning speech, he used the same speech that Pac used. That shit is crazy. So when I say I'm obsessed with talking about Puff and telling y'all the truth, who's obsessed with who? Pac had Sarah before Puff. Allegedly he had Sally before Puff. And Kim had an obsession or liked Pac so much, she on the red carpet with Tupac shirt on. Who's obsessed with who?
So you believe Diddy, he only got with Sarah Chapman because Pac, he had her at one point.
And it was a bet in the office. Sarah was messing with an NBA basketball player. Puff bet all the niggas didn't believe that he could get it within 2 weeks. $100. So she actually was a $100 bet that he got.
And who was the NBA player?
I think it was Gary Payton, allegedly. That's what he said. Somebody said, she messed with Gary Payton? I bet you I get it. I bet you I have it within 2 weeks. Me and him and Sarah went to this party in Chicago that he was hosting with the Streets Entertainment. And we went to the store called Cranberry and it's one of those stores like you get fragrance and you get candles, colognes and stuff like that. It's called Cranberry and something. And from that point on, yeah. But you gotta realize, Misa and Kim was friends. Misa and Kim was friends. He started dealing with Kim over Misa. Kim and Sarah was friends. I mean, hand to hand, pots and pans. They was close. They all used to, Sarah, Kim, and this other girl, I think she was from Atlanta. What's her name? It missed me right now. But they all used to hang together. So then he went from Kim to Sarah. He liked to do the friend thing. It looked like that.
Hold on, everyone. King's life was a mess the day of the raid. Picture this, you're just hanging out at your dad's crib, doing nothing, when all of a sudden, a bunch of feds burst through the door like they're on Mission Impossible. It's a scene straight out of a movie with sirens screaming, helicopters circling overhead, and flashbangs popping off left and right. King Combs must have been shook to the core, not knowing what the hell was going down, or if he was about to get caught up in some major legal trouble. Word on the street is that the media was all over this raid like white on rice, with news choppers flying above, trying to get a glimpse of the action. Paparazzi were probably foaming at the mouth to snap pics of King Combs getting hauled off in cuffs. The public was losing their minds too, blowing up social media with all kinds of theories and hot takes about what Diddy must have done to warrant such a massive federal probe.
Because when they were in the room and they would go in the room with another couple, right? And I've seen some things happen in the jacuzzi. Like when I'm the only one could go to the room 9 times out of 10. When Puff was the one who, was in the presidential suite, I'm the only one allowed. I gotta watch the door. No one can get into that door. I'm the only one that had the pass key or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you would hear a boom, 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 a thump or whatever the situation is and stuff like that. Yo, what's up? Everything good? And sometimes they would open the door. I'm right there by the door. Sometimes you see things you don't want to see.
Bruh, I knew about the butt plug fetishes because I saw that with my own eyes. I knew about him and Kim being swingers with other people, whether it was another male or another woman or a male and a woman together. I saw that with my own eyes. You got to realize is that after 2005, I didn't see anything that Puff was doing or what he didn't do. Puff had got addicted to opioid. And being addicted to those things bring other drugs on. I seen Puff smoke a cigarette. I never saw him smoke a cigarette. He was on the beach smoking a cigarette on YouTube. Then I seen him, smoking weed and drinking. I was like, that ain't the Puff I know. Drinking like he was and doing all like that. That ain't the Puff that I knew. You understand what I'm saying? You got to realize he had a certain respect around me because I was his OG from the same game. You understand? And he knew I was law enforcement. He knew I didn't play certain things. So he ain't gonna do what he do around other people in front of me because he know I'm gonna check him on that.
Who can know it all better than your ex-bodyguard, right?
We were in Cancun and we were on our way to the Island of Women. You understand? And this is all it was, bro. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. When he grabbed his trunk to pull them down, some girls was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was gay porn or something like that. And she was gonna put it out.
There was story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, you know, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him. But he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that.
All this stuff about him having fetishes is true.
Oh, no doubt. Especially if he getting butt plugs in different flavors.
But speaking of butt plugs, right, I remember some years ago, Cameron, he did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with mates.
Yeah.
And he found the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
In the middle of all this madness, poor King Combs was probably feeling like his whole world was falling down around him. One minute he's living the high life as the son of a mega-rich rap mogul, and the next he's being detained by the feds with no idea what's going to happen next. Talk about a roller coaster of feelings. It must have been a total mindfuck for him, not knowing if he was about to get dragged into his dad's court drama or if he was going to come out of this unscathed. But here's the real tea. Can you even imagine the fear and confusion that must have been running through King Combs' mind in that moment? Like, what do you do when your own flesh and blood is under review for some heavy-duty crimes? Do you stand by your pops no matter what? Or do you start thinking about how to save your own skin? It's a tough spot to be in, especially when the whole world is watching and waiting to see how this whole thing is going to play out. Bottom line, the day of the raid was a straight-up nightmare for King Combs.
What's going on with this, the P. Diddy and Meek Mill and all these guys? So what is that all about?
It's deep, bro.
Diddy might be out of here, huh? I think Diddy's out of here.
Meaning like jail?
Nah, jail would be crazy, but I think like career-wise.
Canceled officially? Done?
Yeah, I think it's over.
I think there's a difference between being canceled and
being a criminal.
Yeah, it's a big difference, right? Because I don't know if R. Kelly got canceled.
Yeah. They keep canceling me for raping.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. And I'm tired of
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'm tired of people going.
I don't think it's canceling.
People keep going like, there's smoke and there's fire. No, the house is burnt down, bro. Yeah. Diddy is that guy.
Yeah,
like everybody from Cassidy to the stories to the guy that just did the, he went to court and he's suing him and Lil Rod. And it's like, bro, there's a lot of information out there that's not good from his security guy that was Michael Jackson's security, that was the first guy in the scene when Mike died, to allegedly they're saying Diddy shot some dude and left and they just basically clean it up for him. It's like, bro, there's a lot of nefarious. How much gay stuff is gonna come out with Diddy and Meek Mills? And bro, it's so crazy too. You guys know this. The moment somebody's like, man, he's done some gay stuff, from that moment on, every time you see a video and they just turn, you're like, oh, he's gay. He's gay, dude.
What are the actual facts of the story? Like, you've done some content on this. What do you actually know about
that much. I just know that there's like a lot of accusations. There's some, I guess, Me Too-esque stuff. Obviously, there's stuff with Cassie, maybe other people coming out. And But that being said, I think he just won a lawsuit with his like liquor company. So that he was at a, I don't know if that's even public, but rumors on the street he just won a.
He settles racism lawsuit against.
Yeah, it might be even for like a couple billion or something like that.
Oh shit!
So he basically just got to stay out of jail. And then he can go off into the sunset.
Well, he settled with Cassie in like a minute, and that was his girl for like a decade or so.
I don't know if he settled with her in a minute. Like, in order for that information to hit the blogs, they're probably going back and forth for a while, and then he's not paying.
And she's like, I'm talking.
Well, I'm gonna talk, and then they're like, no, you're not.
Okay.
And then she did, and now
30 million.
Yeah.
Just to be like, shh.
Within 24 hours.
Wow.
After she went public.
Wow.
Not even 24 hours. And then she came back and she said, we were able to settle things out, or I don't know what the words was she used, but you know, I'm all these other things that's going on with the guys and Meek Mill. Who called them out, by the way? Forget about Tate, but which rapper was it that went after? Is it 50 that he has a problem? Who is the person that always goes after?
Well, 50 is always going after. 50 is the man. But 50 is, and if you're on 50's bad side, bro, God bless you, man. May God protect you, because he is not letting that foot off your neck ever.
Yeah, with Floyd, Ja Rule, Floyd Mayweather, he does not play games, bro.
Also, one of the most charismatic dudes I've ever met.
No shit. So 50's developing a documentary on Diddy allegations, vows to donate proceeds.
Wow.
Sexual assault. Can you call it? When is this?
Dude, this guy's a troll.
This guy.
Buds, getting caught up in your famous father's legal problems is the kind of thing that can seriously mess with your head and leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. But here's the burning question on everyone's mind: how is King Combs going to respond to all this drama? Will he stand by his old man through thick and thin, or will he be forced to distance himself to protect his own reputation? Keep watching, because the impact from this raid is about to get even juicier.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you're in LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, come get the front shot in this.
Man.
That out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come out, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not
16.
ready. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
Yo, listen up, because King Combs is finally breaking his quiet on this whole mess with his pops. And let me tell you, he ain't holding back. After getting caught up in that wild raid at Diddy's crib, King has hit up Snapchat to set the record straight. He's out here telling all these people to stop with the cap, which is basically his way of saying they're full of it. King Combs is riding hard for his dad making it crystal clear that he thinks these accusations are nothing but a bunch of lies and BS, but hold up, because this is where things get real interesting. See, King Combs speaking out like this could change the whole damn game when it comes to how people see this scandal. On one hand, him sticking by his pops could make folks think that maybe there's more to the story, and that Diddy might not be as guilty as everyone thinks. If his own son is out here defending him, then maybe there's some truth to what he's saying. Right on the flip side, though, King Combs going to bat for his dad could also backfire big time. People might start side-eyeing him, like of course he's going to defend his old man. He's probably trying to protect the family name and keep that money flowing. It's a tricky situation, because no matter what King Combs says or does, somebody somewhere is going to have something slick to say about it. But here's the real question: what does all this mean for King Combs and Diddy's friendship? Can you imagine the kind of pressure this dude must be under right now, on top of dealing with the feds raiding his house and getting caught up in his dad's legal drama? Now he's got to worry about every little thing he says or posts online. One wrong move, and he could make things even worse for his pops, or worse for himself.
I could really give some tea on that.
Aubrey O'Day speaking out after Diddy's shocking house raid. The former Danity Kane member writing on Instagram, "What you sow, you shall reap," over video of Homeland Security raiding the embattled music moguls' LA and Miami homes Monday.
I'm outside Diddy's $40 million Holmby Hills pad. It's quiet now, but yesterday, media, SWAT vehicles, dozens of armed officials and investigators descended on the property, seizing boxes of evidence.
It's all part of an investigation for alleged sex trafficking. And now Aubrey's praying it paves the way for, quote, all of us victims to finally speak out on what we've endured.
Law enforcement had enough to get the search warrant. They maybe even have enough to get an indictment. And if so, I expect Diddy to be arrested in a matter of days and no more than weeks.
Aubrey quoting Diddy himself in the aftermath, highlighting this making the band moment in her IG story. Old boy said it first. It gets
dark and lonely.
The MTV series is how they met before she and more members from the girl group signed with Diddy's Bad Boy record label.
So you're okay with your Danity Kane sisters?
Yeah, I'm the only one that talks to everybody.
Aubrey and company talked plenty in November, backing Diddy's ex Cassie in the wake of her lawsuit's sexual abuse allegations. Aubrey telling ET at the time, "I am in full support of Cassie."
Me and you.
It isn't easy to take on one of the most powerful people in the industry. ET's reached out to Diddy's reps for comment.
More money, more problems.
Diddy and Cassie quickly settled their lawsuit last year, but it's worth noting sex trafficking was among her allegations.
You can hate me now.
Meanwhile, it's unclear where the rapper is as all of this unfolds. He was reportedly scheduled to leave for a trip to the Bahamas.
If under indictment, a judge will issue an arrest warrant, which means that he can be arrested whether it's here in the United States or in the Caribbean.
Meanwhile, Diddy's rival, 50 Cent, who's producing a documentary on Diddy's sexual assault allegations, is also giving his take on the raids. Writing in a now deleted Instagram post, "They don't come like that unless they got a case." alongside images of the heavily armed officers carrying out the bi-coastal operations.
They don't execute these types of search warrants until they have talked to witnesses, have gathered evidence, and they believe they have an ironclad case. Not only that, they have to get a federal judge to sign off on the search warrant. So I believe the case against Diddy is very strong. Ultimately, I think Diddy is going to be indicted by a grand jury. Diddy can be looking at a 10 or even 15-year mandatory minimum sentence for even one count of sex trafficking.
And let's not forget about the bigger picture here. The Combs family is like royalty in the hip-hop world. So this story could have major implications for their whole damn dynasty. If Diddy goes down, what does that mean for his kids and their careers? Will people still want to work with them, or will they get blacklisted because of their dad's supposed crimes? The tea is boiling hot on this one. Why all? King Combs stepping up to protect his dad is a bold move, but is it the right one? Will it help clear Diddy's name or just make things messier? And what about King Combs himself? Is he ready for the fallout that comes with being ride or die for his pops in the middle of a government investigation? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the story is far from over. But brace yourself, because the plot's about to thicken even more. Just wait until you hear how this scandal is hitting King Combs on a whole other music level.
Hey, what's up, Diddy? How you doing?
Man.
Hey, is it true that Cassie's pregnant?
Hey, listen, take it away, come on. What's up, man?
It's okay.
Shirt, man.
Hey, you looking good. Diddy, man, you getting buff, man. How was Pilates?
Hey, you gotta take that. My man.
So,
Yeah, just jumping out on a motherfucker like that. Please, man. It's just like a mutual respect.
Okay.
I'm always cool with y'all.
Okay, that's cool, man. All right. Hey, well, that's cool, man. Yeah, just everybody wanted to know about Cassie. They were happy for her about the pregnancy. So, all right, man. Well, good seeing you, Diddy, bro. Take care.
Hold on, everyone. The fallout from this incident is hitting King Combs hard. Word on the street is that this man is going through it on a whole other level. Can you even imagine the kind of psychological battle that must be going down in his head right now? One minute he's living the dream as the son of a music mogul, and the next his whole world is getting flipped upside down. King CMS is probably feeling like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, he wants to ride for his pops and show that family loyalty runs deep, but on the other hand, he's got to be thinking about his own future in the game. If Diddy goes down, will King Combs get dragged down with him? Will people start side-eyeing him and questioning his own integrity just because of his dad's alleged crimes? It's a lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone who's Trina to make a name for himself in the industry. And let's not forget about the fans and the haters. They're going to have something to say about all this. Some might be throwing shade at King Combs, saying he's just trying to protect his dad to keep that money flowing. Others might be showing mad love and support, saying they believe in him no matter what. But the real tea is this scandal could have some serious consequences for King Cole's career. If the allegations against Diddy are true, it could make people think twice about working with his son. They might start wondering if the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You know what I mean? It's a tough spot to be in, especially when you're trying to make your own mark in the game. So what does the future hold for King Combs? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, he's going to have to navigate this mess carefully. If he wants to come out on top, he might have to distance himself from his dad just to prove that he's his own man with his own morals and values, or he might double down and show that he's ride or die. No matter what, either way, it's going to be a bumpy road ahead for King Combs. This scandal is throwing bombs left and right, and he's got to figure out how to dodge them while still staying true to himself. It's a delicate balancing act, but if anyone can pull it off, it's King Combs. The truth is, this whole situation is a damn shame. It's got to be tearing King Combs up inside to see his dad facing these kinds of allegations, but at the end of the day, he's got to do what's best for him and his career. And if that means cutting ties with his pops or taking a step back from the spotlight, then that's what he's got to do.
Got a lot of people, man, that's wondering why Farnsworth Bentley, why he hasn't came out and defended Diddy. They was real cool at one point, so.
Well, I was there when Farnsworth Bentley got his actual name. How they came up with the name and everything. We were sitting in front of the apartment building on 74th and Park Avenue. It was me, him, Tony De Niro. Puff was upstairs. They was trying to figure out, he had became Puff, one of Puff's personal assistants. You understand? To make sure all Puff shit is there when we get ready to go. Everything that's supposed to be in order. That was Farnsworth Bentley's job. When Puff has to go to restaurants and places like that, you know, he made sure everything was straight with that. You know what I'm saying? And he had another assistant too. But Farnsworth Bentley was his personal assistant, put out his clothes, told him what he should wear, all that, like a stylist and personal assistant all together, you know? So we was in front of the house and this dude, Tony De Niro, he played guitar in that Bad Boy for Life. The black dude, not the white guy, the black dude who played the guitar, that's Tony De Niro. I think he might be from California or something. So Tony De Niro was like, yo, we gotta think of a name for you, man. And if you're gonna be his personal assistant and slash butler slash umbrella carrier, whatever you gonna do, you understand? We gotta think of a name for you. We're gonna try to make you like Bentley or either Farnsworth or either Bentley. You gotta be, you know, you gotta have that kind of persona. You gotta dress all the time, be neat and the whole 9 yards. And then the dude, Derek, was playing with him like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know how to do that. I could be over the top. You know, he was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be over the top. So he was saying that. And the dude, Tony De Niro, said, we gotta figure out a name for you, man. It's gotta be on the level of, you know, those characters. He said, you gotta be like Farnsworth, you gotta be like Bentley. He said, fuck it, we're just gonna call you Farnsworth Bentley. And he said, I like it. And they start calling him that. His name Farnsworth Bentley. I said, these motherfuckers corny. You know, like I was like, yo, don't believe this. But he was always right there, but not like at nighttime when we was at doing things, he wasn't around, bro. He was only there when the cameras was there and shit like that. You know, I don't know how much he could do. I don't know if he would say anything because he probably signed the ND, a non-disclosure, and he don't want to say anything against Puff anyway because Puff got shit on him. And I ain't talking about no sexual shit, none of that shit. The nigga was stealing, bro. Yo, bro. The niggas I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That nigga right there, bro, don't lay nothing down around him. You heard me? Don't lay nothing down around dude right there. Dog, Jennifer Lopez had these boots, they cost $5,000. I'm like, what kind of fucking boots cost $5,000? Now you gotta realize, this is like in 2000, early 2000s. These boots cost $5,000. And because she was gonna be out of the country or something like that, she didn't have them come to her house down in the village because she would have never got it because they'd be stealing her stuff down there at her apartment. So she had them come to Puff house. She wanted these boots so bad, she was mad. They looked through everything trying to find Jennifer boots. Cause Puff had like Puff, people used to just give him shit and send him shit from everywhere. So he had this room, this mail room in his house with numbers just that he never even opened. But I don't know how Farnsworth Bentley found that shit. But we went over there to his house and we found a lot of Jennifer shit and everybody else's shit that belonged to Puff. I guess Puff had too much stuff in the room and he was just keeping them for it.
And you seen this with your own eyes? That's crazy, man.
My own eyes, bro. We went to his apartment.
He don't even seem like that type of dude, yo, but damn.
Security also, we went over there, man. They had to do shit, bro. And that's why Puff had stopped messing with him. And then he goes get a show. Puff ain't say nothing. He went and got a show of how to be teaching thugs how to be the gentleman. I hope the first thing he taught them motherfuckers is, don't steal.
The tea is still piping hot on this King Kong problem. Why all? We've seen him speak out, protect his pops, and deal with the fallout from this wild scandal. But the real question is what's going to happen. The next word on the street is that this could just be the beginning of a whole mess of legal trouble for the Combs family. If the cops find any dirt on Diddy, it could mean big trouble for King Combs too. And even if he comes out clean, the social media streets might not be so forgiving. Folks love throwing shade and making judgments, especially when it comes to celebrities.